Hello, this is Mr. Palmer, and I wanted to send out a message to particularly all my students, but also anybody that's reading the AMSCO book and about ready to take the AP Human Geography exam. Hey, I want to encourage you. We're probably less than 24 hours to the exam if you're watching this video, and it's normal to be nervous at this point in time. That's a good thing. I'm not freaked out about it if you're a little nervous. You might be a little stressed. You can use that anxiety and that nervousness to do that last minute preparation. But don't be freaked out. Freaked out's not good. Nervous is okay. Now, on the test, what if I run up against a question where like, oh no, I don't know what that is. What do I not? I don't know. Don't panic. Relax. Look at the question. Think about what it's asking you. Look at repeated words, look at the graphic, the map, the chart, and try to just figure it out. You know more than you realize you know. And then think about it and problem solve. And then go for it and use the skills that you know how to use. Use four-level analysis. Start to figure out what the map is saying. And then just go for it. Read the question carefully, use repeated words. If you see repeated words, that's a clue. If you see women mentioned 6 times in the question's probably about women or gender. So pay attention to those clues. And then once you've figured it out, go for it and write the best answer that you can write within the time frame that you're given. And that'll be good enough because that's after all what you need to do. You just need to be the best you, and that's it. Failure is a big risk that people feel like, oh my gosh, what if I fail? What if I fail? What if I fail? Don't worry about failure. Hey, if you never play a game, you'll never win a game. All right. Most of you know I'm a coach, but some of you might not know. I've been a coach and an athlete most of my life. And if you don't get off the couch and go play the game, you have no chance of winning. It's the same thing in an AP exam. You got to get up and go play the game. Now, what do you risk? You risk possibly you might not pass the test. Oh, well, but you can't win and pass the test unless you go for it. So let's just go for it and do the best that you can do. Now, this doesn't mean that success doesn't take great effort. And you've put a lot of effort in this year. You've all worked hard. You've invested hours and hours and hours of in-class time and out-of-class time. And let's not kid ourselves. You've faced a historic change in your education that hasn't happened that I can ever think of. So, okay, so what? What are you going to do about it? You've been knocked down, and most of you have jumped back up, and you're going for it. And that's what people of character do, is when they're knocked down, they jump up, and they try to do their best, and they problem solve and figure this out. And you guys have been doing that. So go for it. And we need people like you to go out there and figure problems out. Boserup was a great geographer, and she viewed, when we talked about population and expanding population and dramatic change, she looked at the positive in people, and she looked at it as an opportunity for inventing new things and creating new things. And that's how I want you to think about it. Our world and our country needs smart kids. And if you're in this class, you're a smart kid. You're doing well. And as a country, we need you to excel and to continue to grow. Your education's a journey. It's not an event. And this test does not define you. Whether you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just a snapshot. But you can get up, and if you don't get the score that you want, okay, what are you going to do about it? Next time you take an AP class or you go to college, get up and get better. That's what we need to do. Failure's not defined by a score. Failure's defined by, oh my gosh, I didn't do well, I give up. That's failure. Get up and go for it, and let's do this. Our country needs brilliant minds and people who can think and are tough. This isn't a time frame that we're going into that we need soft people. We need people that are tough and are willing to problem solve. And I think this generation can do it. And so I'm challenging you guys to go for it and to make this world better and improve us by you using your intellectual capabilities, your curiosity, and your problem solving to solve real world problems that we need as a country and a world for you to solve. And you're capable of doing this. And this journey is just part of that start. So go for it. And I trust you and I believe in you. And I want you to do well. But I also want you to be tough. And I want you to compete. And I want you to not be afraid of challenges, because there are challenges in our life. And when you get knocked down, you got to get back up and keep going. And I challenge you to do that. I also want you to work for your dream. If your dream is to go to college, to graduate, to get a job, go for it. But it's going to take effort. And this is part of that effort, is you just understanding that this is a challenging process. And this is something you can learn from and get better at. And I want you to go for those dreams. And if you don't pass this test, big deal. Get up and learn and go forward with it. You can do this. I believe that you can pass this test, but passing this test is not what it's about. Passing this test is you improving, you building character and doing better and being the best you that you can be. That's what I want from each one of you. It's been my pleasure to be your teacher, and if you've read my book, thank you. But I just want you guys as the next generation to be ready and prepared to just take on this situation and go for it and reach the dreams that you want to reach. Thanks. This is Mr. Palmer signing out.